Hey guys, this is Double D in the Sunday Morning, episode 41, how to make the best of a bad situation. First example of making the best of a bad situation that I'm going to talk about is Tara Schaefer. And here is a picture of Tara Schaefer. She was born on July 4th, 1984 and was on the show from 1993 to 2001. She was on the show during the Just Around the Corner era and a little bit after. But she was put on there to put disabled diversity into the show, and it really helped. There was a lot of kids like myself that used a wheelchair that wasn't necessarily like her, but they saw a disabled person on the show and they saw someone doing something with their life and making something about it. And it really helped us all to take our disabled problem and see if she could make something of it, that you could make something of it. And that was the point. This is Dr. Jean Arnold, another person that has not let her disability get her down. Her full name is Jennifer Arnold Klein. She's married to Bill Klein, and she is a pediatric neonatal doctor that used to work at Texas Children's. Now she works at Boston Children's. She also moved to the New England Northeast to New York after she went to Pittsburgh University to get her master's in her pediatric care. So Boston isn't her first place to live up in the Northeast. She temporarily lived in New York for a while, but ended up settling back in Boston, Massachusetts, to where she currently lives, and she works at Boston Children's now. From the timeline to about 88 to 91, Sony was developing the idea of creating their own console, and it was going to be called the Sony PlayStation by Nintendo, but Nintendo betrayed Sony and ultimately went with Philips. But in doing so, they created their own competition. In 1994, years after that, during the fifth generation of console, at the time, the head of Sony famously said, "Do it." And it took them 3 to 4 years to build. But in 1994, they finally came out with the Sony PlayStation. So that's how Sony made the best out of their bad situation. They inadvertently created their own competition for Nintendo. It came out around the time of the fifth generation, and they've been making PlayStation related products for 28 years. And recently, since the fall of 2020, came out with their fifth generation console. They had a second console, the PS2, that for years, nearly 20 years or more, has been the world's best selling console of all time. And the successor console to that, the PS3, was the first high-definition console to create a high-definition graphic system. These next couple of pictures I'm going to put in here for gags. This person in the picture burnt their hand but then edited it, and now they call it Ryan Gosling. This next humorous make the best of a bad situation thing is about your cat that likes to go on your computer keyboard. Stevie Wonder is another great example of making the best out of a bad situation, a blind musical prodigy that has been by yet the best disabled singer of his genre, or just period, ever. And just like Ray Charles before him, he too made the best of his bad situation by being one of the greatest singers and disabled singers ever. What I'm saying is Steve and Ray both didn't let their limitations stop them, and they became the best of the best. So in conclusion, whether you're like Tara here, or Dr. Arnold here, or the late Ray Charles, or Stevie Wonder, like here, don't let any of that, if you have any of their quote-unquote limitations, limitate you. Because we're all part of the same handicap-related solution and set of people. And that is, it doesn't matter what your difference is, don't let that difference be turned into a negative thing. Turn it into a positive. If you like this video, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit the notification bell to Double D in the Morning, so you'll be notified every Friday and Sunday morning at 10 that I do a video. And make sure you look forward to Double D in the Sunday Morning episode 42, when I'm going to talk about anybody can be an artist. So don't let that bring you down when people say that you can't because you're different.